Okay, Assalamualaikum class. So today we're going to discuss alcohol. If not discuss, this lecture will cover alcohol. Okay, so for alcohol, I think I'm going to divide the videos into three parts. So first, I'm going to discuss on classification of alcohol and preparation of alcohol. And then on second video, I'm going to discuss on the reaction of alcohol. And the third video, we're going to discuss a little bit on chemical reaction. Chemical test. Okay. Alright, so that's the structure for our alcohol. Alright, so I skipped the nomenclature because we already discussed how to name our compound, our alcohol. Okay, so next kita nak tengok, we want to look at the classification of alcohol. So alcohol can be classified as primary alcohol, secondary alcohol and tertiary alcohol. So how we are going to define that is based on the number of carbon atom attached to the carbon that hold up to hydroxy molecule. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is check the carbon holding on the hydroxy group. Okay, so let's see if we look at this example. Okay, so this carbon basically attached to this OH. So yes, we are going to mark this carbon. Okay, so this carbon actually hold up to 1 and 2 carbon. Okay, so dia ada satu H dekat sini. If you are not sure, then you open up your structure. So you akan dapat something like CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, C of our interest, H, CH3, OH. Okay, so if you're not sure, so please open up your structural formula. So here you can see that your carbon of interest basically attached to another 2 carbon to make it a secondary alcohol. Alright? Okay, so we look at another example. So this carbon basically attached to another 3 carbon, 1, 2 and 3 carbon, and then the fourth arm it attached to OH. So this is tertiary alcohol. We can look back at the secondary alcohol as well. This one is also secondary because it attached to 1 and 2 carbon. Ada 1 H kat sini and here is OH. So this is secondary alcohol. And this is example for primary alcohol. Madam, penting tak? Is this very important? Yes, this is going to be important when your alcohol undergo your oxidation process later, because different alcohol will result different types of products. Okay, next we are looking at the preparation of alcohol. So basically there are four ways we can prepare our alcohol. So the first one, we call it as hydration of alkene, meaning we add up water to our alkene. Water, basically we add water, meaning that we add H plus and OH. So what happened here, we have ethene as our first example. So here we have ethene. We react with water in sulfuric acid. Okay, so what happened is that this pi bond will break down and it will form something like carbocation like this. So we add here OH and H. Does it matter where the H and OH? Basically, for my first example here, it doesn't matter. You can put H, you can put OH here, or you can put H and OH here. Why? Because this is symmetrical ethene. What does it mean by symmetrical? This is secondary carbocation, and this is also secondary carbocation. Okay, alright, so they are symmetry. Kiri kanan dia sama, left and right is the same. Okay, then we look at our next example. Okay, still I'm going to discuss hydration of alkene. So in this example, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4. This is butene. Okay, so butene, this is not considered as symmetrical carbon. Kenapa? Because this carbon is secondary carbon, and this one is only primary. Is it? Oh, sorry. Terbalik. This is secondary because it's attached to 2 carbon, and this is primary because it attached to 1 carbon. Okay. So I write down a bit here. Primary, and this is secondary. Okay. Now we have 2 different carbon. Okay. So when we want to insert our H and OH, basically what you need to do is you break the bond here, and then you have to apply Markovnikov's rule. Okay, so macam mana kita nak apply Markovnikov's rule? Kita kata H will go to the carbon with more hydrogen, and OH will be here. So basically this is your major product. Meaning to say, if you reverse, maksudnya kalau you buat produk kedua you, this is your first product, your first product. Your second product, meaning to say you put OH here and H here, that's going to be minor product. Okay, so this is based on Markovnikov's rule. So please refer back to alkene topics, and you can look the difference between Markovnikov and Sadzev rule. Okay, then the second one, how we can produce alcohol is by doing mild oxidation of alkene. Okay, if you remember from alkene, if you do strong oxidation, you're going to get carboxylic acid or ketone. Okay, but for mild oxidation, meaning that oxidation that is done in room temperature. Okay, so you're going to use ethene as your starter, and then you have CaMnO4, potassium permanganate, in room temperature. So what you're going to get is ethene diol. Okay, so the carbon chain does not change. So kita tambah kat sini. Because it's diol, meaning you add OH and OH. Di, ada 2 hydroxy group. Okay. And then the third one is hydrolysis of haloalkane. Meaning, what is haloalkane? Alkane with halogen group. Okay. So here you can find your halogen. So the reagent you need is sodium hydroxide in aqueous solution, and you heat it up, you panaskan dia. So what happened is that this going to be substituted with OH. Okay. Jadi keluar, kita masuk OH. So sekarang dia jadi ethanol. And last but not least, reduction of carbonyl compound. So reduction of carbonyl compound, we have here ethanol. Okay, this is aldehyde, nama dia ethanol. So when we undergo reduction, remember reduction is the opposite of oxidation. So they add up hydrogen. Okay, so we use hydrogen and platinum as catalyst. So what we have here, okay, so we have CH3C sama, and then dekat O we add OH and we add another H. Okay, so this we get your primary alcohol. Apa nama dia? Nama dia ethanol. Alright. So this is the preparation of our alkene. So for the next video, we're going to look at the reaction of alcohol. Sorry, tadi preparation of alcohol. Okay, so in our next video, we are going to look at the reaction of alcohol.